Duca Soft. You got it. Hello, 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 and welcome to another one line of code. I am One Lion, and this is where we code one line at a time and stuff. Anyway, hi. Hello, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy day, happy week, happy year, happy Gilmore. Happy. Anyway, hi. Welcome to the stream. We're just going to jump in because I don't know what else to say. Hi, Duke and Soft. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I forgot to do the stream announcement in Discord. My brain is still working on the adding functionality to an existing application. Aw, no Friday? Could be Friday. We could make it Friday. Caution opinionated developers. I mean, this statement is still true, but it's not what we're doing today. So we are getting pretty close to finishing up the landing page redesign of the financial management tracking application, which is an application we've been working on during the stream. You can check it out on Discord, on GitHub at this link. And it is, we did the entire development of this application on stream. And so now what we're doing is we're putting a new face on it so that it looks much better. I was looking at this on and off as I was standing at my computer. And I don't know, I'm not angry at it. I'm not the most happy with it, but it does look better than the original app. I still do, and I will remember Ducasoft, but I still do need to do something about this button not really standing out as the call to action for how to do stuff. And then there was also the call to action pretty much in every section so that the user always has a way to get started and stuff, you know? Okay, so what we're going to do then is place these items into the other size windows and then move things around so that they fit in those windows. And then what? And then we cry because nothing is actually working the way that we want, because it's going to be hard to do the mobile view. But this is the ultra wide screen design. This is the regular 1080, well, 1920, I guess, wide design. And then these are the narrower designs. Narrower. And so what I will do is take the contents and put them inside of the here. Oh, except for the background graphic, we're going to keep that one, the one that's already there. All right, great. That makes everything look poopy. I mean, wonderful is what I said. It makes everything look amazing. There is no getting better than this. Jeez. Today I learned that you can get a list of all the admins on a WordPress site just by using the API. No auth required. Oh no. Also learned that the WordPress team sees this as acceptable. That does not sound acceptable. I am sorry. So sorry. Okay, what do you reckon we do When we make the screen narrower, that's such a hard word to say. When we make the screen more narrowish, more narrow-esque, and actually you should, your width should be the entire page width. Yeah, like that instead. Yeah, what is full size? This is full size. So one thing that we most likely want to do is make the font size smaller. Another thing would be to make the images smaller. And then we might want to rearrange the layout of these so that they are stacked, maybe. I mean, of course, the images are going to be smaller. Like we'll most likely keep the content text the same size. Whoa, these are big. These are not content text size. So what I meant to say is we will most likely change these text sizes and this one to smaller in general. Only on this one though. Yeah, look at how, so this is a normal font size right here, which makes sense. And I guess this does make sense to make these this size. But at the same time, it doesn't. If this is the 1920 by 1080, then, oh. It's almost like the font size of all of this stuff would work for greater than 1920 width through the end. So anything greater than 1920 width. But as soon as we hit 1920, I really do want to change the font sizes to the smaller font size that will be for anything greater than 663. Why 663? That's odd. Oh yeah, and Dukasoft posted a dad joke from his Dukabot, and it was, "You'll never guess what Elsa did to the balloon." No, really, you won't. That's how it goes. That's the end of it. There's nothing else. Oh, and you need to. Oh. Okay, I was wondering why that was scooted up suddenly. Hello, you guys here. You need to stay. You are centered though, dude. You hug contents, please. Yeah. All of you guys just hug. Hug each other. I know you all want to be friends. Just do it. See here? Okay, and then you are fine, you're fine, you're fine. And the inside content might be the thing that is not centered the way that I want it to be. And then this button should also be, what? This button should also be confusing. Yes. Yeah. Auto. Spread the whole width. Left to right. And it's center, center. Yeah. Confusing. So anyway, how was your weekend? Anyone that feels like talking about their weekend? Did you do anything fun? Did you work on projects? Did you eat tacos? Or anything? Anything at all? Wait, why is this one in a group? Excuse me, why are you in a group and the rest of them are not in a group? Center? Because you are the one that is floating up to the top and you need to be centered vertically. And also on the right. Interesting. So what happens if I move you out of the group? Do you get angry? You do get angry. But that's because the gap, right? What's the difference between, yeah, this gap here is 16 and this gap here is 16. What? Why are you two different? Oh, because this gap here is not 16. Aha. Oh. Okay. Oops. Obviously. All right, well, that works better. I got hair in my eyes. I got hair everywhere. It's getting to be quite long. Can I mark it as red from here? No, I can't. Yes, I can. That worked. Yay. Okay, so that should fix the alignment issues in the header. It didn't. Why are you still not staying centered? Yeah, but it's still not centered. Yeah, but you're centered. You're centered. You're centered. Vertically, of course, I'm talking. And you're centered. You're all fine because you are only the app title. And you are the landing page contents, but there it is. There's where the thing is not happening. This ain't happening. Ah, there, that fixed it. So whatever changes I made to this caused this thing to not stay centered vertically. That's still not centered. What do you do? But it is centered. And this is centered. Oh, aligning text, am I right? Whatever, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. We're gonna change you. Do I even have? Yeah, I do. To default. And then we will try making the font size a little bigger, but not too much bigger. Let's try. The only thing that I defined was our default font size, our default bold, and then title, which is the size that it was for this. Golf. Okay, what I want to do then is change this to half of that. And then we'll turn this into a defined font size, but for now we'll just do 24. Nope, that is still too big. Are we at the size where we would not have the gutter? Maybe the gutter should be smaller at this size. How am I going to do that? Landing page contents. Yeah. Okay, so let's put you at 24 as well. I mean, that helped a little. Not too much, though. Maybe we can only do 18. Let's try 20 first. Also, stay on screen. Thank you so much for the resub, TBD Gamer. Hello. Amazing stream this morning. And dang, took this off just so fast. Oh man. Thank you so much for the resub. 4 months. 4 months in a row. Des. You're much appreciated. I don't know why I can't hear the music. I want to hear the music more. Why are you so quiet? I love this playlist. It is going pretty fantastic. I've been keeping myself busy as usual, but I was able to stay pretty focused this morning on my current task, which is adding functionality to one of our apps. And that is being able to, so like, it's the app that I tried to show before, and it's going to fail utterly when I try to show it now. Meow. Why are you only over here? Don't I have a... No, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. Oof. So there are quite a few things with this app that were never there that I need to add. Such as in salad. Blazing fast, faster than a lion. Drink of water. You got stuck in an hour-long company meeting earlier, and you hit apply on 2 jobs during it. Although my colleagues learned of my stream, I should avoid mentioning that in the future. Yeah, and I'll make sure not to talk about it on your stream. I mean, not that I've been saying very much at all on your stream, but I am there, and I'm willing you along and hoping you along. So this here is a data grid, obviously, of oh, okay. I was like, did I already add a filter? A data grid of water level measurements inside of wells, or amount of displaced water. Anyway, water flow. This is the measurement of water flow at various wells. And so the thing that happens with this, let me remove the sort from that, is that for each one of these wells, so these happen to be adsorbers, for the total gallons on this date, what happens is when the users go from marking a record from preliminary to final, it will calculate the total gallons based off of the meter reading for that record, and then the meter reading of the record before, subtract the two, and then you should get this total gallons, and it stores that in the database as a record. And what has happened before, and we found 70,000 discrepancies out of 700,000 records. What has happened before is that a record would be finalized in the future before a past record. So right now, let's say they have, none of these are in the past, thankfully. But let's say that one of these records was still preliminary and they finalized one of these records first and then finalized one of these records, then the total gallons, I don't think, recalculates for the subsequent records. And the reports that are used, these reports here, all use that total gallons column. Or their gallons per minute, total gallons per report here. So these total gallons are the sum of all records in that date range that are finalized for this site in this system. And you can imagine where that could be an issue when new records are added in the middle of other existing records and the total gallons doesn't get updated. And so now there are large differences between the total gallons. Is that making sense? The point is, this number shouldn't be calculated and stored in the database. Now I'm conflicted on saying data versus data. So this shouldn't be calculated and stored in the database. Instead, it should be calculated when we run the reports, because the furthest that we're going to run a report for is 10 years, most likely. And 10 years of data is really only like, I don't know, a couple thousand records. What, you want to sum things up in real time? Madness. Think of the performance. It's adding things. Isn't that what processors do the best? Oh man. Oh geez. And I doubt they even run 10 years of records, because it's definitely slowing down the UI. Oops. So yeah, I doubt that they would run 10 years of records. But the point is that I would want to do the totals calculation ad hoc. Exit page. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop it. Get some help. The problem is that we can't just do current meter reading minus find the previous record, get that meter reading, because there are some rules, which are this number for some wells can only be a maximum of, let's say, 100 million for this one. When it reaches 100 million, it resets back to 0. So if we are at a record where the next number is less than the previous number, then we add that rollover of 100 million. So that's one rule, and that's fine. We can account for that using programmatically. But the second issue is that sometimes these wells, not the wells, the meters malfunction, and so they have to manually add how many total gallons were passed without updating the meter reading, because again, the meter was just not malfunctioning. So they have to manually input the total gallons and override the calculation. So the thing that I came up with that I need to add to this UI is, in every case where there isn't this override calculations flag in the database, in this table that shows this, then do the calculation in the app when you query for the data. Otherwise, use the total gallons that was manually entered. And that can, like, there's already UI that looks like it could be used for it. But this one is more when you're updating this record, don't calculate the total gallons here because they're just trying to update this number. But really, this could be the indicator for that flag. Yeah, anyway, it was crazy to find out. So that's what I've been working on this morning, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, hello chat. So Napalm came in, said hello. Dukesoft says, I will mention that in every stream. Oh, the TBD gamer. That's mean, Dukesoft. Luckily, I don't have a camera on. I can just deny everything. My face won't betray me. If you're posting your videos to YouTube, you have to mark it as like if you're gonna have claim that it was deep fake or AI generated stuff, you have to mark it as being generated. Don't worry, my memory isn't good enough to remember to mention it, says Dukasoft. TVD says it's making sense. Thank you. What you want? What? You want to sum things up in real time? Madness. Think of the performance. Just add more money. That'll help. T. Williams is here. Hello. User, why do I have to wait 2 seconds when I click it to see it? It still wouldn't even be 2 seconds. It would be like, I don't know. It'd be fast. Like, I already have the query in the database for doing the calculation by finding the previous record and giving back a value. Let me see if, can I? I don't think I can. That wouldn't be safe. We're good. So Napalm says, today I learned Azure Batch SDK doesn't follow same conventions as other SDK clients. That doesn't sound fun. I apologize for any inconvenience it may cause you. TBD Gamer says, I had to fix a piece of code on Friday. One parameter meant the difference between 100 queries and 3,900 queries for a single request. That is one thing that I don't understand how this query works. Let me at least pull up the query itself just to review it. I think the easiest way would be to look at the migration. It's a trap. Notice me still trying not to do more UI design. One day we will finish with the redesign. We are moving on to just doing the responsive version of the landing page. And then once we're done with that, then we can do the data entry pages and the account summary and transaction history. Connection manager. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Excuse me. Can I open a command prompt here, please? Or PowerShell? I don't care. I don't care which. Call me a witch. Is that... Do I really not have it cloned? That's crazy. Designer gave up and changed jobs to web dev. Wait. I kind of did. Although, yeah, no. That doesn't make any sense at all. Treatment plants, that's exactly where I want to be. Can I have the HTTP get clone pasta? Thank you. Okay, hello migrations. New, actually, easiest way to see it all would just be to script migrations. What? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, singular, right? Script migration. TBD Gamer said, I'm thinking I might consider carpentry as a career path. I think it's preferable to what I'm doing now. Napalm says, I'm changing my job to farmer and going off the grid. Nice knowing you guys. Screw this tech crap. I'm having too much fun. I don't know. I really, really enjoy what I do. Even the frustration parts of it. And then TBD said, if I start becoming a UI UX person, though, someone check on me. I've clearly left sanity in the rearview mirror. That's terrible. Okay, so the two things that I added are the TBL TB plant flows. TBL TB plant flows. Or I guess it's more than two things, but you'll see what I mean by two things. My goodness. TBL TB plant flows. All the way down here, please. Wait, where is the added column? I think I skipped it. Oh, it's right here. Alter table, add column, override total gallons calculation. This is my flag that says use the total gallons from this record instead of calculating the total gallons when you are generating the report. This might look like if I were doing everything in stored procedures, this might make more sense to people that are database oriented, because they're like, this to me, if you're not using it in the database anywhere or the calculating of stuff, then it's like a UI concern. You're telling the UI when you do your calculation logic, or the backend or whatever, when you do your calculation logic, don't calculate the total gallons. Instead, use the total gallons from this. Whereas the way this makes it seem is there should be some kind of function or stored procedure in the database that says, or that uses this flag to calculate the total gallons. So here's where we are then. I created this view, and I'm going to go to the final form of the view to be select star, everything from TBL TB plant flows, and then the actual calculations. These are the original two calculations that it does, which is get the total minute, or get the total gallons divided by total minutes, and then make that gallons per minute. Easy, right? Acre feet is something that I had never heard of, but you just divide total gallons by this magic number, and that's how many acre feet you have. I'm sure some of you know what acre feet are. But then this function here is the one that says, give me the total gallons by finding the previous record's total gallons and subtract this record from the previous this record's meter reading from the previous record's meter reading. And I didn't mean to say total gallons, I meant meter reading. And that gives us the total gallons, but also give me the previous record's ID. Because if you give me that back, and if I have a need to see the previous record, then I can just query for it really, really easily. But that is where I'm like, is this really a good idea? Because in the view, it's going to do this for every single row. And what it does for every single row, in either case, whether I'm looking for the ID or I'm looking for the previous meter reading to calculate the total gallons, is I'm doing a select on the same table and saying, give me the previous meter reading and the rollover value. And of course, I do it from a join because the rollover is in a different table where all of this criteria, and I should only get one record back, which should be fast, but that also means for every single record, we're doing this many select top ones. Is that a bad idea? Because I don't know how I would write a join such that I join on the plant flow, the plant flow type, and well, which are the three that make this row unique. Oh, and flow date time is what makes it unique, is less than this record's flow date time. And I only want to get one record back for that join. So I want one table that is all of the TBL TB plant flows records, another table that is all the TBL TB plant flow records, but they join each other by finding each record's previous record. Yeah, the database previous where business rules go to hide. And that's what I'm trying to avoid here. So this one is just giving me a query where I can easily get back the total gallons per record based off of calculating the current meter reading and subtracting the previous meter reading and adding rollover if it's a negative number. Unless, and this is where I would have the rule for if we are, so if previous, I guess the first thing we do is if, oh, and it would have to be passed in too. So I would create a new argument that gets passed in for don't override calc. And if that equals 1, then we set total gallons equals the passed in total gallons. So I would have to pass in the current total gallons, this override calc, and then I set the return total gallons equal to the current record's total gallons. And that would actually be the very first thing that I did, which declares have to go first, I think. Anyway. So easy out that says, if you tell me not to use the calculations, then just, actually, then this would just be return total gallons, and we're done. Otherwise, we find the previous record and do the math and then return total gallons. That would work. Anyway. But I still plan on manually calculating the total gallons in the app when I query for data. That's the point. Hello, Mojo. The new prawn hub, old hub, where we just whine about all the things. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of chat. Holy cow. If I start becoming UI, there we are. I'm thinking of starting an old fans where we talk about what hurts when we get up this morning. Hi to you, William. Oh my goodness, I already said hi to you earlier. Dang it. I'm saying hi to you again, okay? Okay. It's easier to talk about what doesn't. Seriously. The new prawn hub, old hub. And Duke Soft is like banhammer. Mojo's here. Dang, I've been in meetings all day and just realized the time. I feel like I've lost a day. Oh no. Oh no. Happy Friday, says Chickasoft and Mojo. TBD says, or emotes, hands Mojo my day. Here, you can have this one. It's horrible. Mojo said to TBD, not to compare sizes, but my day is so bad. How bad is it? My day is so bad that I missed your stream. Dugasoft pretends to understand this SQL gibberish. And for those of you that struggle with SQL versus SQL, you can say it either way. Just like me with database and database, I'm sure you can say it either way, but I still struggle with it. But I'm giving you permission to say SQL if that's what you feel like saying. I just said to Dugasoft, today I was told if we do it your way, how do we query on the conditional? Man, I don't know how you want to do it in GQL. I'm sure it's possible, but I'm just using Entity Framework. Android data would disagree, says Reg9K. Hello. Your struggles with GQL continue, Mojo Fawad asks TBD Gamer. Mojo says, I've given up, let go. Given up, let go. Given up, letting go. Given up, let go. It didn't make sense to me that we have 60,000 item IDs, that we have 9 million records for user item access, and only 3% can't use the default item setting. Yeah, it was really, I read through it, even though you warned us not to read through it, but I did read through it because you typed it out. It's worth our time. Indo went live. Indo doesn't stream on Mondays. Must be Friday. I mean, must be Tuesday. Weird. SQL. But yeah, what I was trying to say is I didn't actually understand the scenario. Matt Boss started using SQL for sales qualified leads, and meetings have gotten confusing. Don't overload terms that developers already use. That's crazy. Anyway, fun times. That's all the stuff that I did. We are not saving that. Hopefully I didn't actually make any changes. I didn't. Closing that so I don't mess it up. Did sales use it first though? Good question. They discovered the term last month. I think talking SQL in the office when I don't want people to talk, or I start talking SQL in the office when I don't want people talking to me. So 2 Williams. I just talk about the things that I care about. And then, yeah. It tends to make people stop listening. I care about things that a lot of people don't really care about. TBD says the lesson there is don't let sales and development combine in meetings. Bad things tend to happen. True statements. Statements like, it's just, or, well, can't we quickly add? They tend to get thrown around. And Mojo's like, that's me. I'm product managing from a junior position. Nice. There's this new project management tool that is coming up and coming. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Liquid Sky, or it's currently codenamed as Liquid Sky. And you can see the development on TVD Gamer's channel. Let's see if we can get a clip. And it's going to be the same clip. I love the ones where you're just looking around. I love it though. Currently he doesn't have a camera because so I didn't actually get what happened. Did you need to restore your computer? Did you get a new computer? But it sounded like you didn't have your camera hooked up and you needed software to get installed, and you rearranged your OBS a bit. Oh yeah, that's right. You said it's too hot in your house. You can only run one PC now because way too hot, or like you could run two PCs if you wanted, but it would just make it even more too hot. Right. Yeah, so you can have one PC in AC or two PCs and lose weight in the sauna. That will be my room. Yeah, I can't operate when it's too hot. I'm broken. My abilities just go away. Great segue. Thank you. Reg said to TBD, I always get, would it be possible in those kinds of meetings? Yeah, would it be possible if, but the thing that gets me, and this is the thing that makes me want to try things, this is like my activation word, is wouldn't it be cool if the app did this? Just that whole wouldn't it be cool? And it's like my brain goes buzz, 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 buzz. Let's imagine the possibilities of that actually happening or how to do it. Yes, it would be cool. Don't say wouldn't it be cool, dang it, unless you actually want me to start thinking about it. But what about the AC/DC? Dang, I keep my house at 68 and have everything on. Yeah, so we have oh, I can't remember what the rating is for the air conditioner, but it's some Energy Star rating that makes it not very powerful. And so it takes a bit to be able to cool down the house to begin with. And then on top of that, we're using a Nest, and we've opted into the rush hour savings thing. And so it stops running, the air conditioning stops running, or sets the temperature to like 78 during the day. And yeah, it's a bad idea. It's a very bad idea. TBD Gamer said to T Williams first said, my PC at home is a heater with a 14700K processor and RTX 4090 graphics card. I have a 4090 in the computer that does our LLM stuff. TBD Gamer says to Mojo, my house was put together by homeowners playing the role of electricians. Was that you? What? Mojo said to TBD, is it a Sears catalog house? Red said, but then when you say the cost will be X, they reconsider. Yeah, I can give you anything you want, but can you afford it? And of course, my cost is, well, the thing that I say to the client first is, yeah, we can certainly look at doing that. Just understand that we also have these other things that you're wanting in the app. So we may have to replace some of those things, reprioritize. So you let us know which one you want more, this thing or that thing. But yes, it's almost always yes. We can do that. It's more like a dollar store DIY house. Oh, more like if dollar store did houses. I really suck at reading sentences, so I apologize for mangling the words that you're trying to say. The funny thing is that we have solar panels, which definitely helps with load on the electricity. But we still are doing, like, I don't know why, but I'm still opted into doing the rush hour savings thing with the Nest, when most likely it would be covered on the hottest days by the solar panel energy gain. You know? Anyway. I just said anyway. Okay, mobile view. I do kind of like how big these pictures are. Now that I'm looking at it again, it's like they fit perfectly in the narrower version, but if you keep going smaller, they're just gonna look like crap. So anyway, I am gonna see if we can make a responsive version of our app. I also want to change the font size so that if we happen to be between 1920 and 768, that we're still able to squish this down without needing to rearrange stuff too much. So let's start with responsive. And to do responsive, I think I want a variant on this that is the making these into vertical cards. Excuses were made. I belched in things. We can't do that. Oh, we still could. We still could. Yeah, right. All right. You're going to have to... Oh, you're auto layout, aren't you? Need a decrescendo of that. And in fact, you can be set to auto now, vertically. This can be decreased to, let's say, 6. Oh, wait, you're auto. I just said we're going to make that auto, but that means that we need vertical padding on the bottom of 16. Beautiful. And then you can hug the image. We need the image to be left. Oh, and that means no left padding. Settle. T. Williams is saying, I'm trying to get some code to work that doesn't. Copies code to a separate test project. Code works fine in the test project. I have had situations and scenarios like this. This sounds familiar. Wait, why did you give me a padding on the right? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this to all of them, and then we'll see what we can do about a dog. Well, yeah, we'll see what we can do with them. Most likely make the image smaller, or... Gosh, I don't know. It might still work. Oof, I don't know. Wakarimasen desu. Oh. Ops. I didn't give it enough space. TBD Gamers responding to T. Williams saying, that's when I go to get a drink. Go get a drink. Come back and find the parameter that's missing. Are you usually not able to see straight at that point in time? Like you're seeing things a little bit differently because of your drink of choice? Let me read all of this together. DVD was responding, and I'm going to read the first message again, put the rest of them together. That's when I go get a drink, come back and find the parameter that's missing, or complain loudly to someone, get them to look at it, and make you feel like you're an inch tall when they spot it immediately. No, I wasn't suggesting alcohol. I meant like to your coffee, obviously. Just step away is what I meant. No need to get so defensive. Oh my gosh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And also let me know if it's not cool to joke about that. So I am, I don't know how to word that. I'm an alcoholic, I guess. And I no longer drink by choice because I can't handle drinking alcohol responsibly. So I just don't. So if that's not cool with you, talking about it that way or joking about that, let me know. I won't. Vertical. And I need to swap those two around. Arigato. We love you too. Oh yeah. Did I make this auto? I don't remember if I made that auto. Oh man, it keeps getting taller because I'm doing this. Everyone's just pointing at everyone else. What's going on here? Settle. Aw, thanks, Dugasoft. Now that is worth it. He made a Thindle emoji extra big. It really does still need to pop up with the bits thingy, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's start with 16 and make this thing go. Nope. Oh, hug, hug, hug. You are also hug. And you are also hug. And I guess we can do horizontally hug. That might have made that much easier to position in size. In auto. Back to auto. And back to, let's make you 16 first, and then auto. And what I think this is doing is setting me at a fixed height, because if I have everything auto height inside of this container, then hug is just going to get rid of any auto gaps inside. So instead what it does is it changes it to fixed height. Yeah. And I want them all to be the same height to begin with. And that was 6 height. But you don't have the bottom. So no, I just said bottom, not top and bottom. Please. There we go. So what height are you? Let's do 683. 682 is fine. 682. For our fixed height. ATMs? I haven't been to an ATM in forever, T. Williams. You're always talking about the good old days and the wonderful. No, at the moment, I'm the only developer here. Oh, this was in response to stuff. T. Williams said, I wish I had hired developer to complain to. I'm the most senior developer here. Well, I mean, if it's just complaining, you can complain to anyone. I'm the most senior developer here, software development manager. Why does hire matter? Asked TBD. And then T. Williams says, I like my coffee like my Death Stars. Large, black, and strong enough to destroy a planet. Kind of like Rev coffee. I really like Rev coffee. Have you had that? REVV. might make someone's day if you complain to them. At the moment, I'm the only developer here. Hooray for job security. That's kind of how I am with the RMA contract. I am the only developer working on the Rocky Mountain Wildlife Refuge applications. And I love it. I am not complaining in any way, shape, or form. One of the reasons, and I think I've said this before, one of the reasons I started streaming was because I had been a solo developer for a really, 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 really long time. Only 10 years. But I didn't have anyone else to bounce ideas off of. And when I went into forums and places like, what's the Git chat thing called? Git chat thing, not ChatGPT. Is an actual app that, was it Git? I don't think it was even Git. Anyway, there's an app that I can't remember the name of because trauma, that had a Blazor channel on it. And I was asking questions in the Blazor channel that I thought were, I've done research on this. Here's the research that I found. Here's why that doesn't work. Does anyone have any suggestions? And I would either get berated or just not responded to because it was too complex or something, because I don't know how to ask questions the right way. And then I tried Stack Overflow and I got burned pretty hard with that. So I'm like, I'm never going to ask questions on Stack Overflow. It's not a thing for me. Yeah, what else? I think that's it. So I just got tired of that. And so I wanted to find a community of people that were like, it's okay to be a noob. You're asking a really dumb question to everyone else, but I'll still answer anyway. Because you are asking the question, which means that you don't know the answer to it, or maybe you haven't taken the time to even think about the answer and you're just trying to outsource that to other people. But I don't know what your reasons are, so I'm going to answer your question the way that shows that I think your question is worth the time, kind of thing. So anyway, so I started streaming and pretty nice community showed up. You guys have been awesome. You've been way, way beyond any expectations of a development community based on my previous experiences. And I don't know, I just love this kind of interaction with you guys. So thank you. I want to say thank you, and also thank you for everything that you do and are and continue to be and stuff. Bill. Bill. Aw, shucks. No, Zulius, my Visual Studio won't start. Should I install it before trying to run it? Maybe. Not necessarily. You can get code spaces on GitHub, or see, this is me answering his question honestly, like he's actually asking the question. Left align, please. Cool. And since I made you take up the entire width, you, and you are now going to get a padding. What? That's weird. When you put a... Oh, I made them... You can't do that all together. You have to do them one at a time. That's stupid. Just kidding. Bye, Zulius. And you actually gave a sensible answer. Yeah, so there's the option of GitHub code spaces where you don't need to have Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code installed on your machine. There are also workplace products for having a virtual machine. Dev spaces, I want to say. Whatever the one that Microsoft does on Azure, for pretty much having a development environment that you just log into. Windows 365 is a new one, but it's not dev specific. Yep. I can't find my mouse pointer. Okay, you, and you get a horizontal padding of DSE8. If I stop moving my mouse off of this screen, why did that move? Why did that move or make the this thing wider? As I have fill here and I have fit here, but I have a fixed size here. Interesting. Yeah, I was expecting this thing to shrink and everything to be based off of the size of the image. Mojo says Windows 365 is not Microsoft 365, just making sure to specify that. And yes, I'm only vaguely familiar with that, so thank you for clarifying. And then TBD Gamer says, did you all see the controversy? I don't know how to say it with a UK accent. Did you see the controversy over Adobe terms of service? Do you think we have to worry about this when using remote coding environments? I have not, but it sounds like something that might have happened before with SQL Server, with cloud services. So if you have SQL Server on a remote machine in the cloud, then it's counted as well, because of how many people are accessing it, it counted differently towards your seats for your Visual SQL Server license subscription. But they fixed that and there's a cloud license now. It's fine. But yeah, that one was a pain. You think we have to worry about this when using remote coding? Yeah, if you want to give more details on it, I hadn't heard about it. But I do use Creative Cloud on my local machine. And I don't have any apps. No, all of the DDMS stuff. So like when our document tracking center, DTC, oh my gosh, when our document tracking center gets a document from one of the teams that does measurements or ground soil testing and all that stuff, they scan the documents in and then they run OCR on it so that it has readable text that can be indexed when they upload the PDF to the document file server. But they're running Acrobat on their local machine, so it's not like we're doing that in the app on the server. So like when they upload a document, have Acrobat run OCR on the server to make sure that OCR is done. It's one of the document preparation steps on their local machine, but I'm assuming it would affect that as well. TBD said to Mojo, Microsoft should just be clear, if they whack 365 on it, it's 100% a subscription. Copilot 365 is not GitHub Copilot. What was the noise? Oh no, don't. So I heard a noise, and I'm sure it was just a notification on my mobile studio telling me that the depth camera has not been calibrated in a million years. Or it could be Creative Cloud telling me that I have updates. That's hilarious. The problem with the mobile studio is that the Intel RealSense camera version that's on it doesn't get any new updates. And the current version that it has, oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, no, that's something else. Okay. Anyway, the current version that my mobile studio has doesn't let me do the calibration on it anymore. The the app crashes when I try to do that. So I can't really use the depth sensing cameras on it, which is sad because I really do love 3D scanning stuff. Anyway. The point is that because that made a notification sound, and I'm currently in talks with the dealership because I'm working on trying to lease an electric vehicle, because I currently have an ICE car that I've been wanting to replace. I said that I would do it in 2 years in May, and I said that last 2 years ago. We're now in May, and I'm like, I want to do this because I want to drive an electric vehicle. I don't drive very often, don't need all this range, don't need a whole bunch of features, just a nice electric car that is able to get me point A to point B. Technology is not super great yet for electric vehicles. It is good, it's just not super great. I would love to see a battery that gives you more range, faster charge, etc. But what it was that happened was that it reminded me about the experience that I had when I went to go talk with the dealer. Because like I was looking at Tesla because that would have been the easiest for me because everything is done online. Oops. And you pretty much like order your car like you're ordering a fast food order. And then they build it, ship it, whatever. But because of, and yes, I am going to say it this way. One, Tesla is just one of those cars that's like, I don't know, it just has a negative stigma. Even though it has, great reliability and good range. So it would be a Model 3 Performance with 340 something miles of range. It's not Tesla, it's Telon. But then there's just like all of this negative stigma where if I took it somewhere where there just happens to be someone that has whatever vendetta they have against the Tesla corporation or company or whatever, then they would key my car or purposefully try to run me off the road or sideswipe me or whatever. And I don't want to deal with that. And that is unfortunately enough to make me not really want to get a Tesla. On top of the whole, it would be nice to have a heads-up display still. And again, the Model 3 was the only one that looked decent enough for me to want to get. So I was shopping around for a different EV, and the rest of them come from actual dealerships. So I had to go to the dealership and talk to a person just so that I could see the vehicle that I was looking at online and test drive it and all that stuff. And then it's just been a nightmare trying to complete the transaction. It's just annoying. It's super duper annoying. Done with my rant. It's all done. Okay, I want everything to stay in the center, please. For you, and yeah. I'm not going to say any specifics because it's a me thing and it's not the dealership. Maybe. Aside from the whole, I put a hold on a specific model color and interior color, and they were having it sent to their site. And then I was there to fill out the paperwork on Friday, taking time away from finishing my workday. So then I had to add hours to the end of my workday, all that stuff. Anyway, come to find out they had shipped the wrong car, and I didn't think to look at the car before filling out the majority of the paperwork and spending 2 hours there, and it was the wrong color, and it had a white interior when I wanted a black interior, and it was a really bad situation. That's all. I did not enjoy it. Okay. But oh yeah. So then the message and notification just reminded me that I'm waiting on them to let me know that the other black on black version of the vehicle that I actually put the hold on is going to be there. And they're like, we can send you the paperwork to fill out electronically, and that should make it a little bit easier. And then like they're telling me today, the vehicle is in, it's there for inspection. Our systems are still down, so you'll have to come in to finish the paperwork. I'm like, and how much more time is that going to take? I don't really want to spend time away. And plus, being around people is hard for me. I'm sure you know this about me by now. I don't know. What do you think? Is that okay? Does that look terrible? That kind of looks terrible. We need to name this thing something different. What property do you have? Size, maybe? And we'll call you medium screens. And we'll call one of them mobile. We'll call you default, sure. Dang. I told you to tell me like the day before. What is wrong with people? Oh, okay. I will stop complaining about it because I am manifesting a whole bunch of other things happening that are not good. So I have a meeting at 1 or sometime around 1, sometime after 1, and now I'm having another contact from someone else that's saying they want to talk around 1 o'clock, physically in person. Let me respond to this real quick, please, and then I'll catch up on chat. Did it get warm suddenly? Okay, chat. Chatto. Adobe is also under flack because of the early termination fee. They only point out if a subscriber tries to cancel their plan. I didn't know that. Adobe made a change regarding their access to your content, and it got people up in a spin about them using it for AI generative stuff. Like if it's one of those things where they don't give you the option to opt in or not, and that's really bad. And then the second one that would really frustrate me would be if you do get the option to opt out and they by default opt you into it. I would cut some people for that. It's not Tesla, it's Telon. In a way, isn't that already also a controversy with GitHub Copilot? I really don't mind people using my code. I just hope it didn't screw up. Like any of my public repos didn't give any negative bias to the GitHub Copilot algorithms learning stuff. I would be sad. But if my stuff positively contributed. I'm all over the place now. I'll be back. But if we do everything in the cloud, I guess we should pay even more attention to terms of service, as it could affect us quite drastically in the future, possibly. Like, I am absolutely okay with anything that I create, generate, whatever, to be used in ethical ways, of course, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Okay, moving on. That is a pretty hard conversation to continue wanting to talk about, but we definitely can. There there is a lot. I guess I need that bottom margin. There is a lot of things that should have been discussed even before releasing the first AI tool into the wild. Like, I mean, what other industry or application type had what's the word I'm looking for? Had provided precedence, maybe, that says, okay, you're working on this product and this project and you want to put it out there to market as fast as you can, so do it as fast as you can. As opposed, gosh, how am I trying to word that? So that is the standard for companies and corporations and stuff. There's something that you wanted to put out into market, and can I just do fill container? Let's do fill container. Why did, because your container is that small, right? What am I trying to say? So our current standard, at least in the US, I don't know how it is in all global markets, is you need to be the first to release your product in order to get the biggest share of cash for that idea, because it'll be very, very fast that either someone is already trying to do it as well and trying to release faster than you, or as soon as you release, someone else is going to release something that is similar but better or competitive. So you want to get yours out there as soon as you can to make the most money off of it that you can, is the feeling. And again, this is just based off of my opinion of what it is. I don't know this for a fact. I'm not an economics person, blah, 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 blah. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. But there is nothing that says before you put your product out, make sure that it is of ethical standards and you're not affecting people negatively. There's really nothing that says you have to do that. I mean, if you graduated university, you probably took the, what's it called? CES? Anyway, the oath that says you will, it's essentially the same as the thing that doctors do, where you will do no harm with your knowledge and you will use it for ethical reasons and all of that. But there's just nothing really that says before you release something, make sure that it's not done unethically and it's not going to harm people. To ask Microsoft about a certain Twitter bot they released. True. I need 500 miles. Oh yeah, I wanted to read that too about the EVs. But yeah, it's just like everything is just saying release stuff as fast as you can. So I don't necessarily blame the companies that did release AI models and never stopped. Yeah, the Hippocratic Oath. And never stopped. And even now that the things have been brought up, it's like, well, we need to continue making money, so we can't undo what we've done. Otherwise, we will just stop making money, which is the worst thing in the world, obviously. And then there are things that are out there so widespread now that you can't undo anything. But the point is, I don't necessarily blame them for doing it because there was no precedence for stopping and checking to see, is this really something we should be doing? It's more of a, we created this cool thing, we want to market it and make money off of it, so let's do it. You build a game, you don't think about, all right, there's someone that's going to rage about this game and throw tantrums and break their consoles or break their PCs because of it. You make a game that's like, I think this is fun. I think this will make me money. You put it out there. So it's a difficult topic for me to really side with one side or the other, because I can advocate for both. That's the point. I don't know. EA might be guilty of some crimes against gaming. Okay, Reg said, I need 500 miles minimum range. I drive between Denver and Albuquerque quite a bit. Not too many charging stations and I don't want to stop for 30 plus minutes every single time. The furthest that I would drive is probably to Kansas City from Denver. And that would probably need 3 charging sessions, at least in this vehicle and the one that we're going to get. So that's 30 minutes to an hour per charging session. And I'm okay with it. But that's because we would only do it once every few years. I can definitely see where people that drive more would need something more. But there is a future that sounds like it's being planned where you wouldn't necessarily need to own a car. You call up your, I'm not going to use the specific term, but you call up your rideshare car and it goes to wherever you are. You get in it. It takes you as far as it takes you, starts charging, and you get in your next rideshare car and you start driving, or it drives you to your next destination. And I thought that that's a pretty cool concept. I would be on board for that. Where the cars, like you set it up to start charging, but then you get in the next car. I'm not getting a car that drives me anywhere. Denver to KC, 9 hours plus up to 3 hours charging time. Yeah, that kind of thing. Most probably it would only be a trip halfway across Kansas, which is 6 hours plus 1 stop, I think. I'm assuming it would only be 1 stop. The efficiency, I forget what it's called, but the battery efficiency on this vehicle will be better than like the battery efficiency on a Tesla, for example. On highway specifically, it would most likely be outperformed by Tesla in city. Haven't gotten it yet. Working on it. It's a nightmare. It's annoying. But yeah. So it has technology that makes it essentially work better on highway than other EVs because of the way that the regenerative braking works. It doesn't have a permanent magnet. Instead, it has coil thing, whatever that's called. But hi, Deflex. Did you get a new phone yet? I'll have to show it off. No, I won't. You can look at it online. It's a Nissan Ariya. You destroyed your phone? Did you post pictures of your destroyed phone somewhere? Did you run over it? All right. Let's see what that looks like in here. Landing page content. You have not exposed this section. Here, you there. You need to expose yourself. Nested instances, this one. You said what? Did he just let that pass? Change you to, nope, not you. Change you to medium. Okay, there we go. So Discord posted the picture. Victor. Oh no, that's not supposed to be like completely empty, right? Like this isn't just a feature of your phone that it opens a dark void that you can just, you know. store trinkets and stuff in. Oh no. T. Williams says, phones are so expensive now that when you fall and hear a crack, you pray it's your leg. Looks like a feature to me. Same. So same. Pretty cool Void phone you have. Which one is this? Which comic? Yeah. Why do you keep opening over there? Why are you opening in this Chrome anyway? You should not be opening in this Chrome. This one is voting software. And this is in response to the what? I know too many software developers to trust that self-driving cars aren't a terrifying death machine. Got it. Nothing is ever foolproof, but modern airlines are incredibly resilient. Flying is the safest way to travel. Elevators are protected by multiple tried and tested fail-safe mechanisms. They're nearly incapable of falling. Oh, yeah. Asking engineers about elevators safely. Asking software engineers about computerized voting. That's terrifying. Terrifying. Wait, really? Don't trust voting software and don't listen to anyone who tells you it's safe. Why? I don't quite know how to put this, but our entire field is bad at what we do, and if you rely on us, everyone will die. They say they've fixed it with something called blockchain. Ah! Whatever they sold you, don't touch it. Bury it in the desert. Wear gloves. Oh dear. I can almost hear the quack. That was just messed up. That's what that was. Okay, this. There it goes. This needs to be... No. This is going to be a bad idea. I don't want to do that. I just need to stretch you. Eso. Except that I seem to have lost the bottom. Aha. Okay. And then you. Oof. Oh my goodness. All right. What do you look like when we do this? This font size will need to be smaller. We learned. So we're going to change the title to 36 or something, just to do it. And we're going to change you to 24. Why did that shift you? That made absolutely no sense. Fill, not fill vertically, sorry, fixed. What? Auto layout then. That'll do. Okay, which also means that the text on these need to match. So you, and you should be 36. And you, Yui, and Yui need to be 24. And I don't like the gap between you anymore. Help. There we go. Why isn't that changing the gap between you? That's not going to be easy. Okay, the gap in between is currently set to auto. Let's set it to align height instead. Okay, I liked it that better. And then everything else. Can we have you vertically hug now that we are fixing? Oh, it. Oh. Yes. Oops. And then we can put you and you. All right. Okay. You win. Come on. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry about that. I was all disappeared in that for a second, but I'm back. Although no one said anything, so not like I missed anything. That works. Why are you suddenly overlapping though? Just weird. Okay, we'll fix that in a second, but let's just make sure that this looks okay. And then you need to be also hug with your margins and paddings. Yes. Okay. So you're good. And that fixed this. Good. That really, really makes this look weird. But we're in the middle of changing things around, so it's gonna look weird for a little bit until it's all cleaned up. But I don't know. Is it starting to look like what would happen if we took this UI and squished it down smaller? Or should we go ahead and just try to make this persist, this horizontal card thing persist here with just smaller images? Because the actual size is this. This is 100% scale. And of course, we would probably, if we're going to keep it as cards, as vertical cards like this, we would most likely add some effects to it. At least a border. But then again, they aren't really cards when they're this big. They are actual sections. Which is why I would really like to be able to make the component itself full width. Or at least the background full width. Yeah, really difficult. Okay, well, I guess the other thing that's missing in this one is... Wait, why do I have two that are close to the same size? Do I know why I picked two of them that are pretty much the same size? I don't think I do. Okay, so I really should be making changes over here though. You are also the thing that needs a variant for size medium. And our medium screen is actually going to start at 1920. And then we'll have it fill the container when we use it. So that one is going to have this thing at medium as well. So that's one of the changes that we just made. We need to make a medium hero section. So get a variant. Mediano. Size. And I guess since we did get a new follower, I'd like to introduce myself. I am One Lion. I am a software developer, not a designer, although it looks like I might be a designer, but I am just doing this because I want to learn more design skills. What we've been working on the stream is a project called the Financial Management Tracker. Hello, bot. Which you can see on GitHub eventually when the bot wakes up. Come on. You can do. Yay. Okay. So you can see it on GitHub. It is open source. We spent the first couple hundred streams. I guess it was only like 180, 190, maybe more. I don't know. The first few streams working on the functionality of the application, I really intended to build it from scratch using the entire dev flow from design all the way through development and deployment. But I kind of got impatient, as I do, with doing the design stuff. And so we kind of stopped partway through the design. Like we did some design work for the original app. And then we implemented this, and then we built on top of it and added UI elements as we got to them. Like we now have a calculator in there and stuff. But we finished the core application functionality. So if you clone that app and you do the migrations, then you'd be able to use it as is. It's not like the best app ever, but it's usable. And so now that we're done with that, I had been working in Figma for my actual job, and I was like, I'm starting to enjoy working in Figma. Let's try going back to that original design and redesigning it. So I was in Figma, learning to use the tool to begin with and learning to do design at the same time. But I had the free version, so I only started by using 2 pages because I didn't want to use all 3 pages in case I needed that 3rd page. And we came up with this. And then after a while, I left my job that I was at, and now I am working as a self-employed person for a little while. And so I purchased Figma, the actual full thing, because I'm using it for my the client that I'm working with anyway. So I'm using that, and we are making the redesign the way that I would if I were a real designer that got hired to redesign an existing application. And that's where we're at. Yeah. I hope that made sense. I really don't want that there anymore. I kind of want everything to be to the left of this thing now, of the putting everything together page. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's put you there. Put you somewhere over here. Let's put you here. Take all these. We'll do over here. Which one are you snapping to? Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that. And we'll move you up to the top. And as I'm looking at all of these sections, I'm thinking that once we're done with this main redesign part, we're most likely going to split these out into their own pages as well. So like the app title would get its own page with all of its variants with the header and these are still going to go to the other page, but these are just placeholder icons anyway. The hero section will get its own page, or maybe just all of the sections will get their own page. Do it like that. Okay, but what are we going to do for the hero section on narrower screens? We already said that the title size for the font is 36 for now. I mean, it's gonna be whatever the font size is that we picked earlier, which is what? I don't think I even have it in this one. It's gotta be, that's colors. Yeah, it's none of those. Interesting. Where would I have put it? I don't think it's anywhere. I don't think I actually came up with this thing here for the redesign, which is the different sizes of font that we're going to be using throughout the app. And notice that the medium viewport actually does change the size of a H1. And it's only 39.81 instead of 48.83. And what I really needed to do that I completely forgot to do was to add a comment, and I forget how to do that. Add a comment to each of these so that I can say what the actual font size is. So this is something like 3.3 rems or 3.3 ems. Yeah. Yeah, but we'll do that eventually. But at least we have something to go off of for what we're currently doing. Yes, I did say doing. There is a K at the end of doing. In there? Last time I checked. All right, Mojo. Enjoy your random calls. See you on the laters. Hello, why aren't you giving me the oh, there it is. Cute. Oops. Oh dear. And this one just doesn't want to get that from me at all. There. Wait, does that mean that you aren't? Okay. Hey. Cake is a lie. Okay, so we have our two variants for you. Speaking of lies, nice segue. What am I lying about now? I don't mean to, whatever it is. Developers should learn that code is not just functional, it is documentation. Huh? Okay, I can buy that. How much are you selling that for now? Seems a bit expensive. I'm looking at a line of code that reads, if size of $array is less than or equal to 0, So how does an array get -1 elements when you are in imaginary numbers? Or when size of a, oh, this is actually true. When size of array is greater than max, is it a long? I think size of gives you back a long, right? Unless size of gives you back an unsigned long, in which case it will never be. It's probably not behavior you have to worry about, but it is an answer to your question. Your question was, how does an array get -1 elements? That if statement must have had an else that had no code in it too. All right, cool. So there you go. If the documentation says that it can never be negative, then you are justified in your this shouldn't be done. Why in the truck would you do it this way, guys? Okay. Right. So you are going to become size medium. Holy cow. Dude, size medium. Right. But you do stay size medium at 1920 because how do I reselect? Because I need to change your size to fit the container. There we go. This way, if I resize you, yeah, good, perfect. Good. Okay, and actually I'm doing that wrong. Dag nabbit. This is going to be size small. So anything from this size and lower is going to be size small, and then anything from this size and lower is going to be size mobile. So let me add a variant called small. And that way I can set this thing to small. And then you are going to start at 768 or 768 and below. You know what I mean. So either way, code is as much documentation as it is behavior. Don't lie in your code. Ah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's being untruthful about what the possibilities are for this condition, for this section. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Okay. So I'm trying to decide what a medium hero section looks like. T. Williams is saying, I have code from another dev that needs a slap for its behavior. Was it me? I'm sorry. There's a lot of code that I put out there that I need to be slapped for. I'm going to leave the button the same size. We're going to change the image to smaller. So do I, but the other dev is me. Unfortunately, I can't say that anymore, and I feel so bad. Like it used to be me. It used to be only me. And then when I left Sagetti, I handed the code off to another fantastic, amazing dev. And I hope that they aren't, I can only hope that they aren't struggling. Oh, why didn't you resize too? Didn't I tell the content to scale? What's going on? Aren't you supposed to scale? Yeah, you're supposed to scale. Why isn't it scaling? No, you shut up. Boom. That's a lie. We did get quite a bit done though, so I'm not super angry. I'm only a little bit angry. I'm not super disappointed that we didn't get that far. Yeah, I'm liking where this is going. We can see what the hero section looks like on a medium desktop here. Is that you? Yeah, you should say medium now. Form factor. Medium. Okay, so this is what it would look like on medium. So anywhere from 1920 squished down to 768 would look like this kind of layout. As I'm looking at it, I'm obviously not liking the vertical layout of this. I would probably still try to keep it horizontal until we get to this size. So that's what we're most likely going to do. Which is just the flick of a button. Man, that's so nice. But we need to not call you medium. We're going to be small. Yeah, good. Okay. So I think we're doing it like that. This is what it looks like on, as I mentioned before, ultra wide and then regular desktop 1080. And then that can squish down to this size, and then we'll have a breakpoint here for making the hero section look even more different for that. And yeah, so this definitely did apply the medium hero section. So we'll keep going with that though. We're going to make it amazing. It's going to be awesome. For now, I'm going to go to this screen, but I will finish catching up on chat before we do stop. But I am at the end of the stream already. That's because I spent so much of it complaining. I shouldn't do that very often. Oh, come on now. I paused you, didn't I? Why is my timer still going? Subtract 2 hours, please. Arigato. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. TBD Gamer was talking about PHP docs up here. And then, so I have to worry about this developer having been hurt in the past. And am I missing something? Yes. Wait, what? Either way, code is as much documentation as it is behavior. Don't lie in your code. Well, I have code from another dev that needs to be slapped for its behavior. So do I, but the other dev is me. We all put code. We all put out code like that. Nobody is perfect. We just need to be willing to fix it when we realize, yeah, I like that. Ifs that have an else with no code plus 600 line methods, my brain hurts thinking about it. yeah, when we get back to working on the Rocky Mountain Wildlife Refuge apps, you guys please feel free to share your opinions with me on it. But how about it's also on VB6? Again, when you see the code that I was working with and will be working with some more, you can make fun of me for it. You can be like, why did you do that? Why? Hopefully I'm doing it like, I don't intend for any of it to be done in a way that you would question. I intend for it to be done in a good way, in a clean way, not necessarily following clean architecture, but in a clean, maintainable, good way that is followable as an example. But I do see where there are times when I just did stuff to get it done. Yeah. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you all so very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed your time. We're going to head over to someone else that is having an adventure in C# and Blazor. His name is Andres Sass Dev. Really cool guy. He is working in Blazor. He's learning Blazor. He learns fast. He learns super fast. But he's having fun with it, but also struggling with it. And he's also open to having your opinions. So definitely feel free to do that. But that's it for me. I'll be back again on Wednesday with another 2-hour long stream working on this redesign stuff. We're getting close though. We're almost done with the landing page responsiveness, which is fun-ish. Don't forget to check out TBD Gamer on Monday mornings. I mean, on every morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time, and check out all of the other amazing people. Thindle is currently streaming. Instafluff is currently streaming. Just all the amazing people. I'll post the VOD for this to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours. What? I was saying my original script for that. I'll post the VOD for this to YouTube at some point in time. And one day I'll multi-stream so that it posts a VOD for me. Okay. Ciao.